Welcome to Avengers Autos. Let's get straight into the future of electric luxury. Stop. Before you sign that check for a Tesla Model Y or think about waiting for the next big thing, look at this. This isn't just another electric SUV trying to look like a spaceship. This is the 2026 Audi Q4 e-tron. But here is the real question. Is it actually a luxury EV? Or is it just a Volkswagen ID.4 wearing a very expensive tuxedo? Audi claims they've fixed the software, boosted the range, and finally given it the soul it was missing. Today, we're cutting through the marketing fluff. No fake hype, no paid script, just the cold, hard truth. Is the 2026 Q4 e-tron the best EV for your driveway? Or are you just paying $15,000 extra for 4 silver rings? Let's find out. Audi has a habit of making cars that look expensive without being loud. For 2026, the Q4 e-tron gets a mid-cycle refresh that sharpens the edges. The fake grille, because, EVs don't need to breathe, now has a more 3D textured look. It's sophisticated. But let's be honest, why does every EV need to look like a bar of soap? Thankfully, Audi kept the muscular wheel arches. It looks planted. The new S-Line trims come with 21-inch wheels that look absolutely stunning, but, spoiler alert, they will murder your ride quality on bumpy city streets. Quick question for you guys. Do you prefer the traditional SUV boxy shape, or are you digging the Sportback coupe look? Tell me in the comments, because personally I think the Sportback looks better but ruins the headroom for your tall friends. Step inside, and this is where Audi tries to justify that price tag. The first thing you'll notice is the Squircle steering wheel. Flat top, flat bottom. It feels like you're piloting a TIE fighter. The materials? It's a mixed bag. The dashboard is covered in high-quality soft-touch materials and beautiful recycled fabrics, which is great. But if you reach down near the door pockets or the lower center console, click-clack, it's hard, scratchy plastic. In a car costing this much, that feels a bit cheap, doesn't it? However, the seats are classic Audi, firm, supportive, and designed for 500-mile road trips without giving you back pain. They've also ditched most of the piano black plastic that used to be a fingerprint magnet. Thank you, Audi engineers, for finally listening to us. Now, let's talk about the brain of this car. In previous years, Audi's software was, let's say, moody. It would lag, freeze, or just refuse to connect to CarPlay. For 2026, they've moved to an Android automotive-based OS, and it is fast. The AI part isn't just a buzzword here. The car now features an AI integrated voice assistant. You don't have to use specific commands like lower temperature to 70 degrees. You can just say, "Hey Audi, I'm feeling a bit warm," and it adjusts the climate and even suggests a cooler seat setting. The Augmented Reality AR head-up display is the real star. It projects navigation arrows onto the windshield that look like they are floating 30 feet in front of the car, sitting right on the actual street where you need to turn. It feels like playing a video game in real life. It's genuinely helpful, not just a gimmick. Tag performance, concept, and driving feel. On paper, the 2026 Q4 e-tron isn't trying to break land speed records. It's not a Tesla Plaid. The dual-motor Quattro setup gives you around 335 horsepower. How does it feel? It's polite speed. When you floor it, it doesn't try to snap your neck, but it moves with authority. It's quiet, eerily quiet. Audi spent a lot of time on soundproofing, and it shows. At 70 mph on the highway, you can whisper to your passenger. The steering is light, maybe a bit too light for driving enthusiasts, but perfect for navigating a tight Starbucks drive-thru. The regenerative braking has been tuned to feel more natural. You can drive it with one pedal, but it doesn't feel like the car is slamming on the brakes every time you lift your foot. It's smooth, predictable, and very German. Audi doesn't play around with safety. The 2026 model comes standard with pre-sense, which basically means the car is constantly panicking on your behalf. If a pedestrian steps out or a car stops suddenly, the Q4 will react faster than you can blink. The new exit warning system is a lifesaver. It won't let you open the door if it detects a cyclist or another car coming from behind. It's these small details that make it a great family car. This is a dedicated EV platform, the DEB datform, which means there is no hump in the middle of the floor. 3 people can actually sit in the back without fighting for foot space. Storage? The trunk is decent, enough for a week's worth of groceries or 3 large suitcases. But here's my biggest beef. There is no frunk front trunk. Open the hood, and it's just wires and cooling fans. Come on, Audi. Even a small space for the charging cables would have been nice. Now you have to keep your dirty cables in the trunk with your clean groceries. Who is this car for? If you want raw tech and speed, you buy a Tesla Model Y. If you want quirky design and safety, you buy a Volvo XC40 Recharge. But if you want a car that feels like a real car, with physical buttons for climate control, yes, they kept the buttons. And a quiet premium ride, that's where the Q4 e-tron sits. It's for the person who wants to go electric without feeling like they're driving a giant smartphone. So, is the 2026 Audi Q4 e-tron worth it? Expected price in the USA, expect the base model to start around $56,000, with the fully loaded prestige trims hitting $65,000. Expected launch. We expect these to hit dealership floors in late Q3 of 2025 as 2026 models. The truth? It's not the most exciting EV. It's not the fastest, but it is one of the most comfortable and well-built electric SUVs on the market. If you can live without a frunk and can handle the Audi tax on the price tag, it's a solid yes. So, what do you think? Is the 2026 Q4 e-tron a Tesla killer, or is it just overpriced? Drop a comment below. I read every single one of them. If this review helped you make up your mind, or even if it just entertained you while you were on the lunch break, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for Avengers Autos. We've got a lot more honest, no BS reviews coming your way soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Drive safe.